Hey everybody, welcome to Rock Around the Ring. I am Kid Cadet, joined always by the fantabulous Miss Sweet D, Danica Janelle. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing pretty well. I got married last week. Ha, ha, ha,
Congratulations! So this is actually your second stream as a married lady.
ha.
Anyway, well, without further ado, Danica, why don't we bring out our first guest?
Okay. So we've had him on before, and he is one of our favorites, so we enjoy bringing him back as much as we possibly can. It is the wonderful and super, super talented Damien Leone. Oh my God.
Hello.
What's up, Damien? How you doing?
What's up, ladies? I'm doing well. Danica, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Good for you. I'm very happy to hear that.
Another good thing to come out of this quarantine, besides, you working on Terrifier 2, is Danica getting married. So now we have both.
We need more
Two
good
whole
things.
All right. And now we're going to bring out our next guest. It is her first time appearing on the stream. She stars in the upcoming Terrifier 2. It is Lauren LaVera.
Hello.
What's up, Lauren?
Great. I'm happy to be here. I already said congratulations backstage, Danica, but congratulations again.
Thank you.
Super happy for you.
Yay. Well, thank you both for joining us. This is super exciting. And obviously, we want to pick your brains, but we are very much aware that there's certain things that you guys are not allowed to speak about. We don't want to give away too many spoilers, so we will try our best to avoid asking too much of specific questions. And obviously, whatever you can't answer, we totally understand. So, Lauren, we're actually going to start with you. So,
Okay.
what was your initial reaction the first time that you had the opportunity to read the script for Terrifier 2?
I was psyched. I think I actually watched the first Terrifier before reading the script, so I already knew what I was getting myself into. But I definitely thought that the script for Terrifier 2 was worlds better than the first one. Not that the first one wasn't great, but there was just so much more. There was so much more story. There was so much more character development. You really get to see each character's journey, even the more secondary characters. Everybody's much more developed, and as an actor, I was just super pumped. I was like, yes, I want this. I have actually a binder with the script that I still have, and I just have like all these notes next to it, and I was just constantly reaching out to Damien, asking him questions, just annoying the hell out of him. So I was super pumped. I was psyched.
Very cool.
So, and also, Lauren, can you tell us about your first day on set with David Howard Thornton? Because, I mean, it's iconic now. So was that intimidating, or what was it like working with him?
Well, you know what? I actually met Dave before my first day on set with him, and I met him with Damien. Me, Damien, and Dave went to the Outback Steakhouse to talk about the script and to talk about my character. So I had already met Dave, and I felt very comfortable with him. I mean, both Damien and Dave made me feel super comfortable. They were just kind of introducing me to the Terrifier world and what I should be expecting and stuff like that. But I mean, Dave is just a professional through and through. So I felt I just felt like I was working with any other actor, because he didn't make me feel intimidated. He's also just a goofball. He just like is constantly cracking jokes and just being silly and ridiculous. So I didn't feel intimidated at all, but which is the perfect environment, because that's the only way you can be honest and truthful in a scene. If you feel intimidated, I think you'll be able to see that on screen, and nobody wants that. So I felt really, really at home, especially my first day.
Well, I guess a good follow-up question would be, what does Art the Clown order from Outback Steakhouse?
I think he just got fries. I think that's all he got. But I think he was like picking from me and Damien's plate, because I feel like me and Damien ordered a lot more. And also
the tragedy is that Dave has never had the blooming onion, because I think he's allergic to onions, or he's afraid that he has some sort of allergy.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you go through life without trying that?
Yeah. It was such a good day. Such good food.
Awesome. And so for both of you, what was it like working with, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Felissa Rose, who's obviously, she's a horror icon. So Damien, what was it like for you getting to cast someone like Felissa? And what was it like for you, Lauren, getting to work with her?
Oh, it's a blast. I mean, we met Felissa, I'm sorry, at the horror conventions for the first time. And immediately we just took such a liking to her, and she was so welcoming, and she has like the best energy in the world. And it's like a no-brainer. It's like, oh, if we can get you in this somewhere, that would be a dream come true, because, you know, we're huge horror fans, obviously, huge fans of Sleepaway Camp. So when she came to set, I mean, she just brought that energy to the set, and everybody was just, she had everybody cracking up, and like energy was really high that day. Spirits were high. So it was really, really fun working with her. I just wish she was there a lot longer. It was only one day of shooting with Felissa, so it was great though. So great.
Yeah, she was hilarious. Like, she didn't have a whole lot, but like she just took over the scene as soon as she got on. Like, she just completely stole the show. And I don't know. I think maybe I was a little bit more intimidated when I met Felissa, because I'm a huge fan of her, and she's just a baddie. I love her. And she came up to me. I actually unfortunately didn't have a scene with her, and I wish I had. But she came up to me when we had a little bit of free time, and she was just like really hyping me up and like motivating me and saying all of these wonderful things, and just like wishing me well, just being such a queen. And I was just, I was psyched, and we got like pictures together. We still talk, and she's just so down to earth and beautiful and wonderful, and I love her to death.
Fabulous.
That's awesome. So in doing a little bit of back research on Lauren, we discovered your extensive martial arts and movement training. And first of all, that is so cool. I'm really huge into stage combat and have done training myself, and I adore it. So would you say that your extensive martial arts and movement training was helpful for this role, and in what way?
Definitely. That's what I love about martial arts. Most people think that I did martial arts because I want to just learn how to kick people's ass. That's not the case at all. I actually just love being in tune with my body and knowing how to perform. I think I love the performance aspect more. And yeah, through my martial arts, I met a lot of stunt performers that are my friends now. I have more stunt performer friends than actual actor theater friends. And I train with them constantly. We go over how to fall on mats and stuff like that, how to take a hit, how to give a hit, and how to make it look convincing. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know how well equipped I would be for this film, because it was very action packed, which I was like pleasantly pleased and surprised to find out, because I love roles like that. And it made me more capable to do the things myself, because I did have a stunt performer who did 2 stunts, but I did everything else. And she was incredible too. Her Instagram is Bad Outta Hellmouth. And she was fantastic. But if I hadn't had that experience, if I hadn't had that background, she probably would have done everything. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to really experience what Sienna was going through with Art the Clown. I think it fed my performance. I think that it made me understand Sienna more. So yeah, it was definitely beneficial.
That's super badass.
Yeah, definitely. So to follow that up, go ahead, Damien.
No, the last like third, the final act of the film is like 35 minutes of just no holds bar insanity, insane action, like 5 set pieces between her and Art just going at it. I mean, and you get a little glimpse of that in the teaser, but
so much more.
We throw her through walls, and she she gets the shit kicked out of her.
I really do.
And she was insistent on doing everything herself. And I'm like, I don't really know if you could go through this wall or do this, or I don't know how safe that is. I'm like, I really think we should get a stunt woman in here. And she's like, no, I'm telling you, I can do it. And my producer, Phil, is like, yeah, throw it through the fucking walls if she won't do it.
Power.
I'm like, all right. And sure enough, I mean, she did it. And it was amazing, because you can use a lot better shots, and we can actually show her face and have to hide a stunt performer. And it's just fantastic. I mean, it makes it so easy, and that she's so game to do it. So there were really only 2 massive stunts. I only remember one, honestly, but you say 2 all the time. But there was like one big stunt that she definitely couldn't.
There was
do.
one big stunt. There was one smaller stunt that I was like, I can do this, and she was like, no, she's already there.
Yeah, you totally could. You totally could have done that.
I could have done it,
Yeah,
but you were all like, no, you're gonna get hurt.
He's being protective.
No, he was great. He really cared about my well-being, and I was like, no, fuck me up. And he was like, no, we will use the stunt person for this.
So what do you both think was the most difficult stunt to execute?
Ooh, that we could say.
Yeah.
That we had to do, or or any stunt in the film.
Any stunt in the film that you can say.
Definitely. Someone gets set on fire. That was insane. Yeah. So yeah, that was a big deal. I never filmed someone a full body burn before. So that was cool to see, and we definitely weren't doing that to an actor. So we brought in a stunt performer. That was very cool, very cool.
And there's probably like a lot of protocols in place, I'm assuming, when someone's lit on fire.
Oh, huge, very, very big deal. That was like probably the most intense day on set, where we had to be at our most professional, and you know, you have to have all the stunt coordinators come in, and safety people, and fire department has to be there, and you have special clothing, and the set needs to be prepared down. I mean, everything has to be very safe and very coordinated. So that was cool. It was very cool, intense, but worth it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, let's see. What can I ask that I think you'll be able to answer?
Yeah, that's the hard part about this, because I mean, Damien can probably say more, because I never know what I'm allowed to say. But yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard.
We'll try. Just ask away. You never know. We might.
Yeah.
Go for it, Danica.
So I guess for Lauren, what information was given to you about the character, and what was the most important part of her development for you?
We actually did an interview. I don't know, when was that interview? Like a week or so ago, where Mike Levy, he works on the film, the assistant director, he pulled up the breakdown, the description of Sienna that I received. I forget what it is now, but basically it was just like 17-year-old girl who is a cosplayer, and that went through some shit, and she finds herself kind of entangled with Art the Clown. And that was all I knew upon auditioning. That's all I knew. After my first couple scenes auditioning, I kind of got a better understanding of who she was. I was like, okay, she kind of has an attitude. She kind of, she looks like, it seems like she's going through some stuff. She has this really interesting relationship with her mom and her brother and her friends. But the one thing that I talk about pretty frequently, and that I love so much about Sienna, is she's a total badass, but like she recently experienced something that is very hard for anybody to go through. So she does have her weaknesses, and she does have her vulnerabilities and her flaws. And I love playing into that as an actor. It's the most challenging and rewarding experience when you can just be an actual human, not just some sort of, undefeated whatever fictional character. If you can play into those weaknesses, if you can play into being just a vulnerable human, it's my favorite thing to do. And that's what I really loved about Sienna. And I think most people will appreciate that once they get to discover who Sienna is a little bit more, because I think most people just think she's a badass, but she's going through some stuff.
And I guess to follow that up then, Damien, were you surprised by any of the choices that she made? And was it like a different direction than you had initially anticipated for Sienna, or?
I don't know. I feel like we were kind of on the same page from the beginning. And I've said this before, literally nobody has cared for a character I wrote more than she has. I mean, she would text me, email me like all the time. Like, what about this? What do you think of this? And she, like she said, she had that binder, which is loaded with notes and backstory, things that I don't even know about. I mean, she knows more about Sienna maybe than I do. I mean, she created this whole world within her, things that weren't necessary to the story on the screen, but very necessary for her internally. We did that with the music as well. I mean, I gave her playlists because Sienna is very much into music in this movie, music and art. And I just gave her this whole playlist of songs that I believed she would listen to, or even if she didn't agree with that, it's just like that was the headspace that I was in for Sienna. I just wanted her to share that. So it was really fun, but we were pretty much on the same page. But she always surprised me with her performance. And one scene in particular that I was even nervous to go and edit. I held it off for a while because of how powerful it was on set. And I was just like, wasn't ready to go there. It was amazing. It was amazing. You're going to be so blown away by what she does. It's really exciting. Yeah.
Well, I know Danica and I are really excited to meet the character, and we can't wait to see this movie. Counting down the days, people are asking when it's going to be released. I'm sure that's going to come up a whole bunch. But can we ask what Sienna's favorite band is, or what her favorite artist is?
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac before it was cool again to love Fleetwood Mac. Well, it was to love Fleetwood Mac, but now it's very popular again. But
oh my God.
It was all like that playlist was all like Stevie
riddled with Fleetwood Mac. It was amazing. It's Damien's favorite band, and I feel like Sienna is a lot like Damien, or Damien is a lot like Sienna. Damien has said before that he wrote Sienna based off of himself, based off of other people in his life, like his sisters and stuff. And even when I was reading the script, I was like, I could definitely see Damien doing this or saying this or something. So, it was great that Damien and I had that understanding and relationship, and it helped. Me and Damien got super close because of it, and we talk constantly now, and it made me understand Sienna more, and I'm so happy about that.
Awesome. And Damien, I believe I've heard you say on multiple occasions that Sienna is your favorite character that you've ever written. And everything that Lauren said, is this the reason why? Because you did base it on maybe personal people and yourself?
No, I just always had, people, I guess, would naturally assume that I'm just obsessed with monsters and villains, which I am, but I'm a huge movie fan, and I love heroes as well. And I especially love female heroes, because I grew up watching like Red Sonja and Aliens when I was very, very young, and like they have like special places in my heart. So I always wanted to make a really strong female hero, and just visually, I've always loved like the visuals of demons and hell and angels, all that kind of religious imagery and biblical stuff. So I always wanted to create this Valkyrie character, and it was just I finally got to put all that together and just make a very complex heroine that I'm really excited for people to see. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, should we move into Halloween stuff?
Well, I know we also wanted to ask Lauren about, were you ever afraid of clowns? Like, was that ever a fear of yours going into this? Like,
yeah,
something, yeah.
Yes. No, I've said it before. One of the very first horror films I ever saw was Poltergeist. And I wasn't super scared of the film itself, except for one particular scene, and that was the clown scene in the bedroom. That scarred me as a child. And my mom let me watch like horror films, like it had to be like, I must have started when I was like 2 or 3, because I was really young watching these films. And I was very, very afraid of clowns. So it wasn't always super easy being with Dave in character with the prosthetic and everything. It was real fear.
Fair. Well, full circle. You're scared of one, and now you're going to co-star with one. So,
exactly.
Yeah. All right, Danica, Halloween stuff. Go for it.
Yay. All right. So more stuff that I'm really excited about, because obviously Halloween things. So do you have any of your first costumes that you remember as a child? You probably don't even know who this character is. I'm pretty sure I was Glowworm. Did you ever hear of that character? I'm imagining.
That wasn't my choice. I was probably 2 years old. I mean, my mother dressed me up as that, but that was either cartoon or toy. I remember being going to preschool dressed as Dracula. That was fun. And I remember the smell of mousse till this day. My mother like slicking my hair back and like giving me the point, the white makeup. That was cool. Yeah. What about you, Lo? What was your first costume?
Oh, my very first costume. You know what my first costume is. We have pictures of it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Can I talk about it? Can I mention it?
Sure.
Okay. It's actually funny because we use it. Well, you'll see. But little Lauren dressed up as an angel like the first couple years that I was born, and I actually would run around my house wearing these wings. Like truly would never take them off. And then after that, I was like a witch almost every year because I'm obsessed with witches. But when I found out I got cast for Sienna, I was like, I have to show Damien these pictures. And I have all these pictures of just me as a baby running around the house with these wings because like Sienna is known for wearing her wings. I was like, it's meant to be. And I probably still have these wings somewhere in the house. But yeah.
I love that so much. It's serendipitous.
So uh-huh.
Do you guys still dress up at all?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Absolutely. Every year. I will never stop. Halloween's my favorite until I die.
What's your plan this year?
I was actually Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. I don't know if I'll have an opportunity. I did it because my cousin, it was her birthday and I went and we like celebrated her birthday. But I don't know if I'll have the chance to wear it again. Maybe if I give out candy in a very safe way with gloves and a mask, I might keep it on. Who knows?
Awesome. What about you, Damien, if you had the opportunity to dress up this year?
I mean, this whole year has been Halloween for me. It's all I've been doing.
Fair.
Oh my God. But I don't know. I'm probably just gonna relax and watch horror movies and eat candy. But
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but I still if I have an opportunity to dress up, I definitely still do. I mean, I was a Lost Boy a few years ago. I was the Beast from the 80s Beauty and the Beast show, Ron Perlman Beast.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah. That was cool. So yeah, hopefully when like the smoke clears, like maybe next Halloween, I can do something really, really cool, making sort of intricate makeup on myself or something. I miss doing that. Yeah.
One of my favorite Damien costumes, he was Ash. He was Ash from
Did you have a
Evil Dead.
chainsaw?
Yeah, the chainsaw
Nice.
and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, I was
so
in
good.
from the end of Evil Dead 2, which is my
Yes.
favorite.
He had like the ripped shirt and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, I have a feeling that next year, well, I mean, I guess depending on when the film comes out, but I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Sienna cosplays or Halloween costumes. I mean, even from the trailer, that costume is iconic.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't wait to see like other people making the costume probably better than.
Why don't you talk about how much fun it was getting into that costume?
I hated that costume.
Oh
No, look, I loved it. Like I the first time I put it on, it was amazing. Like I felt so badass and it felt great. But it was just a matter of having to keep it on for hours. And it just really was not made super well because the guy who made it, he dropped out like last minute. So then like Damien and Phil were stuck with making the second one. And then Olga and Jackie, our wardrobe and makeup girls, they kept that first costume together because the first costume was just made to look pretty. But the second costume that Damien and Phil made was made for me to move in and do the action scenes in. That guy didn't do it at all. So I got so many blisters, so many cuts and bruises just from wearing the costume. I hated it so much.
Oh.
I constantly ask Damien if I can burn it, but he insists that we can't. So
Because I'm going to.
it was a nightmare for everybody, truly. Like it was annoying for me, but everybody having to keep it together, it was just a pain in the ass. It was awful.
Well,
I
you look
can
great.
recommend
so.
a really good, really reliable costume designer for next time, by the way.
Yeah.
So you won't
Okay.
have that
Yeah,
issue.
That'd be amazing.
So obviously, getting back to kind of Halloween stuff, things are different this year. But if you could spend Halloween or like the spooky season anywhere, where would you guys most like to spend it?
Oh my God, in my childhood cemetery, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I grew up playing in that cemetery my entire life and did mushrooms in that cemetery. Had the greatest experience of my life in there. And there's like this old mausoleum there too that is messed up, but like I didn't do it. But when I was very young, I'm talking like early 90s, some of the older kids in the neighborhood actually broke into it like with a sledgehammer and went in there. And it was so like by the time I snuck in with my friends, like years later, it was like a thing to do, was like go in there and sneak into the mausoleum, and it was all vandalized. But I mean, there were just coffins broken everywhere, and there were skulls and bones like everywhere. And this cemetery never cleaned it up or anything like that.
Oh wow.
So I'm sure they did now, but yeah, I would like to like be in that mausoleum on Halloween and watching The Exorcist. Like there you go.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Get a little pocket
awesome.
projector.
Yeah,
Put on the wall of the mausoleum.
yeah, on mushrooms.
That's a bad idea. The Exorcist on mushrooms, dude.
No,
You would trip the fuck out. That would be not a good. Don't do that.
What about you, Lauren?
We're not advocating.
I would say take me with you. I love cemeteries. I hang out in cemeteries like more often than I'd like to admit. But I've never been to Salem. I'd really love to go to Salem and spend the Halloween season there. I hear they go all out. But another thing I really do love to do during Halloween season, there's this place in Philly called PEX. It's the Philadelphia Experiment. And it's just like, it's like a party with like everybody. And it's just the best. Like the last time I went, it was on the Spirit of Philadelphia. It was a boat and they had tents everywhere and there was music playing. And I was like, not sober at all. And I was just having the time of my life following these like bands because like there were people just playing instruments and I would just like go in front of the people. I was just so fucked up. It was amazing. So I would want to do that hopefully with good people. I would love to do that with the cast and crew of Terrifier. Like I would love to do Halloween things with them because they've become like my favorite people really quickly.
well, like we just filmed 2 nights ago because we have 2 big scenes left, and then this was one of them we just filmed. And Lauren's wrapped. She's not, she just came down now just to help us, and she's building sets with us and doing the slates. So
I did. I was like,
just to show you, the atmosphere that we built and like the family environment that we have. Like everybody just loves each other. We've become very close. So it's amazing. It's been a really, really amazing, beautiful experience making this as grueling as it's been.
absolutely.
Our next Halloween flavored question is, do you each have a favorite, either a horror or maybe Halloween themed song?
Theme song. That's a good.
Like songs that make you think of Halloween or horror songs or whatever.
I'm looking it up.
Oh,
There's actually one, and I'll go if you're not ready, Damien, by Napoleon. It's called "They're Coming to Take Me Away," and I actually sent this to Damien like a couple months ago, like when Halloween was coming up, and because I heard it.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, they're coming to take me away.
Yeah.
I love that song so much. I think the first time I heard it was on Ash vs. Evil Dead, the show, and I was obsessed with it. I could not stop listening to it. So I've been listening to that like on repeat. Red.
So, Danica and I listened to like a lot of true crime stuff. There was a serial killer that listened to that song and I think went crazy because of it. I'd have to look it up and remember what it was.
It's true. I don't remember which one it is, but it's looking into.
It says a lot about me, but I really enjoy that.
It's good. Damien, any thoughts?
For me, probably the Halloween theme comes to mind. Is like I love that John Carpenter's Halloween theme. Can't think of any songs, but like when Halloween comes around, if I have to make a playlist, it's usually just all songs from horror movies that I love, like tracks from Fright Night. I'll listen to, things like that. But yeah, let's stick with the Halloween theme for now. Can't top that.
We asked this of our guests last week too, and they asked us, and I went, but I got one now. And I love that,
Danica?
Lauren, you actually mentioned this already, but when Bette Midler sings, I Put a Spell on You.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, she's so good. I love her so much. She's amazing. Yeah, she's and just all the ladies' performances by Mary and Sarah, like them in the background doing their little thing. I loved it so much. Yeah. So good. Great choice. Loved it.
Just watched it again yesterday.
Also, I watch it every time it's on. Every time.
Oogie Boogie's song.
Oh yeah, Oogie Boogie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's still Werewolves of London. Mm-hmm. But yes, Man Behind the Mask.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, these are good options. Yeah.
So, Danica, let's each ask one more and then we'll go to the game. Okay, so in the year isn't over yet. Anything could happen. In the lieu of a zombie apocalypse happening in the next couple months, what would your weapon of choice be?
A baseball bat, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Baseball bat.
You wrap it in barbed wire or anything, or just baseball bat?
No, you don't need a barbed wire. You don't want to get stuck on a zombie or anything like that. I think that's better aesthetically, visually. But the bat's probably not gonna break, especially if you have like an aluminum one. And definitely crack some skulls with that. You know, use a sword. It's gonna get dull. A gun. You're gonna run out of bullets. So stick with the bat and walk around in like a suit of armor and duct tape, and you're good to go. Like nobody's getting in. No zombies getting through. So
I feel like you've thought about this.
My favorite subgenre of horror film, zombie movies. So I'm obsessed with zombies.
Nice. And Lauren, what are you thinking?
I would say 2 samurai swords because I love Michonne from The Walking Dead. Like, she's such a badass. And I know there are certain samurai swords that sharpen like every time you slice. So that would be the type I would go. I would go for that 100%.
That is a smart answer.
Chopping people's heads off.
Fair.
I love it.
All right,
So
Danica.
the next question is very controversial, but we have to ask, what are your feelings on candy corn?
I love it.
Don't
love
like
it.
Sorry.
I love it. Every time I've been in Michael's like arts and crafts store like 20 times this month buying supplies, and there's always bags and bags by the counter, and I'm like, come on, I'm like, do it, one bag. I can't. I'm trying to eat right, so I haven't had. It actually did. We had some as set decoration the other night, and I had one piece for the first time. One.
Oh, ooh. All right.
One piece. Wow.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
then Lauren-
It is controversial, so you don't like it, huh?
I don't. I like chocolate. I think you know how much I'm obsessed with chocolate. My first ever word was cookie because I am obsessed with chocolate chip. Like before Dada, before Mama, it was cookie. I'm obsessed with chocolate chip cookies. I'm obsessed with chocolate. So like those Reese's, like pumpkin shaped Reese's, I've just been eating them. Nothing else. That's all I've been doing. But I really am not a fan of candy corn. Sorry. Don't mean to upset some people, but I'm not a fan.
It's all right. We're turning the crowd. It's all good.
You guys like candy corn?
Never.
You don't like it either?
Can't do it.
Shit.
I can't.
Wow.
No, sorry, Damien. 3
You
and
are
1.
on your own.
I won't.
All right. So at this time, we're going to play our game of Would You Rather. Now, Damien's played this game a couple of times. Lauren, it's going to be your first time. So
Oh,
there's
God.
no wrong answers.
All right.
And Danica, I guess I'll read first. So we're going to bring up this graphic. Hopefully, possibly, maybe. Okay. So would you rather have brunch with Art the Clown or go to a disco with Art the Clown?
Who's going first?
Either one of y'all.
Oh, definitely go to a disco with them.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'd really like, my first thought was like, oh, definitely go to the disco. But then again, like, I feel like he could easily, because we have to remember it's Art the Clown. He could easily get away and like kill somebody. So I feel like during brunch, I can like look at him and just see like what he's doing. And hopefully there'll be people around, like, because a lot of things can go wrong at a disco.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Fair.
So I'm gonna opt for brunch. I also love brunch though.
And we'll try to get him a bloomin' onion.
Exactly.
No promises. All right.
All right, our next one. Would you rather faint every time you get scared, or every time you get scared, you let out a blood-curdling scream?
That's funny. I guess let out a blood-curdling scream.
Mm.
Either one of those is hysterical.
Yeah, I would say the same. I've never fainted before in my life. So I can't imagine it being fun. And I enjoy screaming. So I would say that.
All right. Nice. All right, here's the next one. Would you rather live in a world where you're directed by George Romero
It's hard for Damien.
or live in a world directed by Quentin Tarantino?
I literally just watched Document of the Dead before we did this for like the 1,000th time. I'm obsessed with George Romero and Tarantino. They're two of my all-time favorite filmmakers. But I'm gonna go with Tarantino because his movies tend to be more fun. I would say I'd probably rather not live in a more bleak Romero world. So I'll go with that for now. Yeah.
Tarantino it is. Okay. Lauren?
Yeah, I would say the same. One of my all-time favorite films is Kill Bill. Like, I'm obsessed with Kill Bill. And that's like my dream role. Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, and also everything else he's done. I'm developed more of an appreciation for George Romero recently because of Damien. Like he's like, you got to watch this film, you got to watch this film. So he's kind of opening my mind up to. But again, I would not want to live in that universe. That sounds awful. So I would say Quentin for sure.
All right. Next one.
All right. For Halloween, would you rather go as a sexy Stay Puft Man or go as a sexy Slimer? I mean, you get to decide how you make it sexy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be these sexy costumes. It could be any interpretation.
They're pretty sexy.
They are. I like that you can see the guy's face, like, kind of poking. He's, like, looking to the side in the Stay Puft suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go with Stay Puft, I guess, and, you know, maybe hand out marshmallows to people or something.
Okay.
Or Slimer and just throw slime on people.
That sounds awesome. These both look super cool. I love comfy Halloween costumes, and they both look really comfortable. Like, I feel like I could just, like, with the Stay Puft guy, I could just, like, fall back and just lay wherever. So that seems awesome. But I do really love green, and the Slimer is amazing. I would say the Stay Puft Man because it just seems really comfortable.
It does. All right, here's the next one. Oh, okay. Would you rather have to eat live worms or be covered in scorpions? This is very Fear Factor of us.
Neither. That was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think I'd honestly be covered in the scorpions.
The band? No. Okay.
Okay. I would say eat live worms. I mean, kids do it all the time. They don't really die from it. Scorpions are very scary. And also in like The Lion King, they make the worms look really delicious. So I would just like try to envision that as I'm eating it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, they're full Simba. Protein. There you go, Danica. All right.
All right. Our next one is, would you rather have to be on the orca in Jaws or be caught in a Sharknado?
Anything with Jaws is immediately Jaws. So I would love to be on the orca with my boys. My favorite movie of all time. You know.
Oh my God. I've actually never seen either one of these films. I feel like people are going to be really mad. No, Damien already knows this because I know that Jaws is his favorite film. And I've like during quarantine, I've told Damien, I was like, I feel like I kind of want to watch Jaws, but I'm going to wait for you. Like I'm actually going to watch it with Damien for the first time because I know it's his favorite film.
I would love to see the reaction.
He wants to see my reaction. And I haven't seen Sharknado, but I have heard some fun things. I'm going to say Jaws. And this is going off from not seeing either because a Sharknado sounds awful. And I'll just say Jaws.
Okay. All right. Jaws it is. With lots of candy corn for Damien. All right. Here's the next one. Ooh. Would you rather have to walk barefoot across hot coals or walk barefoot across Legos?
I was thinking of Marv from Home Alone stepping on the light bulb.
God.
I go with the definitely with the Legos. I mean,
really? Yeah.
Isn't that a no-brainer?
I feel like it's if you walk across the coals real fast, then maybe
you'll be
it
solid.
Doesn't set in yet. I don't know. I feel like that guy Tony whatever makes his people walk across the coals. I don't know.
All I'm gonna say is watch Mythbusters.
Okay. I would actually choose the hot coals. That's something I would like to try before I die to see if I can like handle it. And also stepping on Legos is awful. Like it's the worst feeling. I would choose the hot coals.
Fair. All right. Next one.
All right. Would you rather spend a night in the overhead?
Wait, Joe, hang on a second. So next time I'm around you, I will bring hot coals and Legos, and I really want to see the hot coals over the Legos.
Okay, I will. That means you have to do the Legos then.
Film it,
I step on worse things in my apartment.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. So, friends, would you rather spend a night in the Overlook Hotel, which is, of course, what The Shining is based on, or spend a night in the Pet Cemetery?
See, as much as I love cemeteries, as we know, I would definitely want to be in the Overlook. So I just love the way it looks, and it's like cozy and creepy and hypnotic, and love it. So definitely would want to be there in room 237.
Yeah, that's the room.
I would also choose the Overlook, not room 237, but I would definitely choose because it is beautiful. And I mean, they survive a couple nights or a good amount of time in there, so I like my chances there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's the next one. Would you rather have to summon Bloody Mary or summon Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice, easy, no brainer. You know?
Okay.
Hands down, he's hilarious. I would also choose Beetlejuice.
Nice. Same.
All
Is this the last one?
Yeah. Would you rather have eyebrows like Art or have to wear a tiny little hat like Art everywhere?
I'm going to go with the hat because I do wear hats, so I might do that anyway. I might just start.
But a tiny hat?
A tiny one.
Yeah, sure.
It's got to be tiny.
Okay. Tiny hat.
Those eyebrows are truly a look. Like I'm not mad about it. It's kind of cute. But I would also choose the hat because the hat's adorable.
I feel like Art's eyebrows are like so 90s. Like
so
just,
90s.
You know, like, yeah. Love it. All right. I think that was the last one. So before we wrap this up, is there any final thoughts that you guys want to leave us with?
Final thoughts. Just how really excited I am for everybody to see Terrifier. I know everybody, is disappointed. We wanted it to come out this Halloween, but due to COVID, we had to postpone. But like I keep saying, it's definitely going to be worth it. I mean, we just keep topping ourselves. Like I said, we just filmed one of our last 2 scenes. And again, we just keep raising the bar. Like the scene came out insane. And it's just everything we shoot really is like magical. So it's just, this movie's really going to be worth it. It's really going to deliver on many, many levels. And I'm super excited for you to see what this young lady brings to the film. It's really going to be exciting.
Is this the official poster for Terrifier 2?
That is the official poster. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Now, I love it. I don't really want it to be anything else, but by the time the movie comes out, there might be alternative artwork and whatnot, but that's
yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
We actually, I created that. Well, I designed it, but I didn't make it. But before we even casted Lauren, but that's kind of looks like her. We kind of knew what we were going.
Yeah, there she is.
That's me. No, I absolutely love that poster. I would only say I'm really thankful for all of the fans, everybody who's been super welcoming to me and that has embraced Sienna. I'm just so floored and overwhelmed and thankful. And absolutely keep up on the news with Terrifier 2. Like follow Damien, file at Terrifier2 _official on Instagram. And there's also a Terrifier 2 Facebook official page. All the other ones aren't real. Just follow what's going on and keep your eyes peeled because you're going to love Terrifier 2. I'm 100% positive about that.
Awesome. And so can we expect to see it next year? For the people asking, when is it going to come out?
Oh, definitely next year. Yeah. We're trying to get out as soon as possible. So it's not like we want to wait till like next Halloween or anything like that. So as soon as it's edited, I mean, we're just trying to push it out immediately. So like I said, we only have one scene left to shoot, and I already edited most of the film. So we're very close, very close. So
awesome. Well, Lauren, it was such a pleasure and a privilege to meet you. You're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
no, I love meeting you guys.
Awesome. And we can't wait to see you in Terrifier 2. Damien, thank you so much for coming back again.
Thanks for having me again, ladies.
Thank you. You've been so supportive of us, and we really appreciate it. So next week, we have Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson from Talkin' Shop. We're bringing back some more wrestlers. And I guess since this weekend is Halloween, we want to wish everybody a very happy and safe Halloween. Yes. And we'll see you guys real soon. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Thank you guys so much again.
Bye.
Bye.